All right, welcome everybody to the world's greatest watch collection review. We got a special collection review tonight, and this is all sponsored thanks to the generous support of the Philippe Watchmaker Academy, which actually started the company, which we now know as Patek Philippe. The actual founder of the company was Raj Patel. So don't believe all this hype that they tell you about this Chapek or whatever. It's Raj Patel was the original founder. So we're going to cover some very interesting collection today, and this is it's a Japanese collector. This guy's on Instagram. We have a live stream we do a couple of times a week where we review some of the best watches of social media, that day, whatever people are flexing, whatever the flexers are flexing, we review, we go through some of the interesting material out there. And this guy's popped up on my radar a couple of times, and it's amazing. I mean, this guy has like literally, everything. This is a chrono piece in Japan, and if you kind of eyeball what he has, it's got to be $50 million plus. I mean, it's got to be $50 million bucks plus. And this is like a display cabinet. He's got all sorts of like trinkets. Why do these watch people collect these like weird trinkets and toys? I guess it's some sort of infantile thing. You notice like a lot of these watch collectors, whether it's that TGV with his like action figures, or you got Archie, like a more mature version. He's got empty liquor bottles. Or you got other guys that have like various trinkets and knickknacks that they're collecting. It's like, what is this desire amongst people to like just accumulate and hoard stuff? It's crazy. It is absolute insanity. But you know what? Look, we're going to review this collection because this guy has some amazing, and incredible watches. Marcelo, arigato gozaimasu. Actually, Marcelo, thank you very much for allowing me to join the channel. Yes, I mean, thanks to Patel, I got a whole bunch of subscribers, so I'm finally able to to be legit. This is a major media conglomerate over here. It's very. So yes. Anyway, listen, I'm actually planning to go to Japan. Hopefully in a couple of months. I would actually like to go there, so I want to hook up with you. Do you know this guy, by the way? Do you know this guy? Do you know this collector? I mean, this guy's got incredible stuff. So let's kind of go through the collection here. By the way, this is just one of his things here. So here's what's amazing. So what is the common thread running through all of this? I think the common thread is, pretty much all the watches are it's all quality stuff. It's not my taste, a lot of it, but you respect it. I mean, he's got like obviously all the heavy hitters, the AP, the Richard Mille, the Patek, but also the independents, Greubel Forsey, FP Journe, all sorts of exotic guys. I don't even. Oh, look at this! Actually, this is the first time I'm seeing this. He's also got some vintage pieces, including this. Look at this. He's got the Patek. He's got the AP, the Audemars Piguet. Tourbillon. He's got the Tourbillon up there. Interesting watch. All of a sudden, a lot of the punters or a lot of the boiler room channels are trying to pump this up, like they have, the watch that all these low life degenerates are trying to pump up right now is Ebel, the brand of Ebel, which is kind of like an 80s and 90s brand. I remember that was a hot brand, when I was like a teenager. I don't know what the Ebel is. Not really. I don't know. It's kind of a weird brand, but anyway. Okay, so let's kind of go through this collection, because there's some really amazing watches, and what I pay attention to is a couple things. One is obviously, okay, what is the watch, right? But also, I want to see some creative photos. If you're gonna post your stuff on Instagram, at least be a little bit creative. This guy now these photos are, he's got some creative photos. I mean, some of these that you're looking at right now, but kind of basic photos, but this guy pays attention. The Japanese are very good at taking photos. The Japanese love taking pictures. Okay, so let's start off here. This is I mean, some amazing watches, and this is what's incredible. This guy has, and this is kind of what I don't like. It's kind of like a completionist collection. He's got like a one of each. You got the white gold, and you got the rose gold. But here we have the hammered dial tourbillon AP. These are what, a couple $100,000 a piece on the open market right now. Beautiful watch. The hammered finish is really amazing. I think it's actually better than the tapisserie finish. And you notice he's got that frosted. What is the model here? The frosted bezel. What's the name of the model anyway? But look, I think the frosted bezel with the hammering is actually a great idea. It's a very Japanese look, which is probably why he went for it. It's kind of like the Japanese pottery has this type of vibe going for it, with kind of this frosted or matte finish. You get a little shyness and all that stuff. Yes. So I am definitely. I'm looking forward, and I want you to give me a tour of all those the used panty vending machines that they have at the train stations. I need to buy some of the used panties, use the schoolgirl panties as souvenirs. That's gonna be the highlight of my trip. And also, actually, I do want to get. There's actually some nice watches I've noticed from the Japanese dealers on Chrono that I've had my eye on that I really want to pick up. And they have some very good prices right now because of the dollar and all that. So you got to tell me where you are. What's the name of your restaurant, by the way? Where are you? Where are you located? Okay, so let's dive into this collection. Again, this guy's got everything, so it's hard to say. All the the quality is there. There's no garbage. There's no garbage. There's no real garbage. I mean, there's things I may not like personally, but whatever. Look, you know what they say. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. So look at this way the guy displays the collection. Now, this is one thing I may have an issue with. I mean, this is kind of like a cheap display. I mean, this is kind of a little chimsy. I mean, this has got to be like, I don't know, what is this, like probably $10 million right there in watches, and you got it behind this basic glass here, basic kind of display case, basic cheap lighting, fluorescent lighting. I don't know. But this guy's actually a very serious collector. He's got some, some articles he written, like white papers, articles. He's very serious about like these independent brands. He promoting independent brands. Bringing them to Japan. I mean, this guy, this is not like a producer Michael. Okay, this is not like one of these hype guys online. He's not a producer Michael. This is not a timepiece gentleman, although we did show you the sushi and all that. He's got some very interesting watches. So this is the classic look that he's always showing, which is, at the wheel of the Ferrari. Listen, why do all watch collectors like to show you the watch in their car? They're trying to do like a double flex. So he's got this AP, ceramic. I mean, he's got every ceramic, but, he's got the whole thing going on here. But let's go through this. So look at this. This is amazing. So he's posted a couple of these. Apparently, there's some heavy hitters. These guys are probably all This is probably at Marcelo's restaurant. This picture was taken at Marcelo's restaurant. After these guys had a couple of bottles of sake. They pulled out the watches. But I mean, look at the stuff here. You got some heavy hitters. You got this Nautilus factory diamonds. I don't even know what that is. I have no idea. You got another Nautilus that like the 5712 with I think that's factory. I'm pretty sure it's factory. I mean, I don't think the Japanese would buy non-factory. They're not tacky, so I don't think they would buy non-factory. But this 5712 with a blue strap, very cool. The diamonds are on the bezel, and of course the buckle has got diamonds for sure. Now this AP at the top, what is that? That it's that like hype watch that they have. Totally useless. I mean, I don't get it. But look, what do I know, right? I'm just a punter here. I'm just a graduate of the Patek Philippe Watchmaker Academy. So he's got another chronograph, a Patek Philippe chronograph with diamonds around the bezel. He's got a ceramic. Wait, this is a minute repeater. I think this has got to be, this is a minute repeater. At the bottom, we have an AP minute repeater. I don't even know what that is. I have no idea. Marcelo, can you read what these guys are saying? Okay, here we go. Marcelo's. Okay. Okay, I know where I'm going to get a free meal. I know where my free meal is. And listen, unlike Archie, I'm not going to use your toilet. I'm not going to clog your toilet. I promise you. This is yes. So this is do you know this guy, Marcelo? By the way, do you know this guy? Chronopiece. I mean, this guy has some crazy watches. He should be doing watch meetups at Marcelo's. Oh, ironically, this guy's got the Langenzon. Now, I've told you my hatred for Langenzon, which is total garbage in my opinion. But this guy, I think this is the one dog in his collection. Actually, this is actually kind of ironic. I don't know why this guy would have this type of dog in his collection, the Langenzon. Also, the Moser, which I think, look, I appreciate Moser. I kind of appreciate, the innovation. Again, I talked about this thing with the independent brands. These guys are very innovative. It's what they do is very important, in advancing horology. But, and it's good that somebody's supporting them. Somebody's buying this crap. But it's not going to be me because this is like, what the fuck do I need this for? I mean, what is this? I don't know what this is. I need something which is, easy to understand because I'm a very basic guy. I'm very basic. Like this. He's got a Greubel Forsey. I mean, these guys got everything. Look at this. Look at the shape of this watch. This is crazy. The shape of the watch on the rubber strap. He's eating. I think this is at Marcelo's restaurant. I think a lot of these photos are taken at Marcelo's restaurant in Tokyo. Unbelievable, but true. Right by the Meguro River. So he's got this Greubel Forsey. I don't even know what this is. I think this is a dual time. Is it a dual time? No, it's not. I don't know what this is. I have no idea. A Torbia? I have no idea what this is. Look, I'm so basic. I have no idea what this is. Would I buy this? No. But I'm glad that somebody out there is, buying, garbage like this because at the end of the day, all of this advances watchmaking. And look, all these guys, it's very incestuous. They, I said this before, they all learn from each other. This type of innovation is just really important because, it's going to influence what, Patek Philippe is going to be doing in a couple of years. Because again, they all take from each other. It's very important to have this type of, avant-garde innovation. Obviously, he's got the, some basic Richard Mille. Again, this is at Marcelo's. I'm not sure what this dish is. It looks like some sort of clams. Marcelo, what did you make there for this gentleman? Okay, hang on a second. Can you hear that audio, by the way? Can you guys hear that audio? Wow, that's his minute repeater. Crazy. Ceramic minute repeater. This has got to be the only ceramic minute repeater. Is somebody doing the math? Is somebody running a calculator to see how much this guy has in here? It's got to be. I don't know if it could be. I think it's close to $50 million that he has. And again, another one of these watch gatherings. Amazing stuff. These guys have some crazy, crazy stuff in Japan. Now, here's the thing you got to realize. This guy. So desu ka. You need to invite him to the restaurant. This would be, very important. But listen, here's what's impressive with the Japanese, because look, the Japanese are real collectors. Yes, you have, these guys in the Middle East, in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, whatever, that have, huge collection. They got everything. I mean, these guys have everything. But here's the difference. The Japanese actually had to work for it. They actually earned it. So these watches that you see, all this crazy stuff, basically these guys had to have a real job, right? They had to create a real business, they had to create real value for people in order to pay for these watches, right? Whether you like the watches or not. But look, I think it's very important if you're making money. It's good. This material stuff, the value of all this material garbage is that, we need to have a little pleasure in our lives, because we're spiritual beings in a physical world, and we need to have some physical material enjoyment, in order to keep going. It's very important. It's just the way it is. Just like you need food, you need water, you need sex, whatever you need. You need these things, and this material stuff, watches, cars, whatever it is. It motivates people, it motivates guys to go out, be productive, create value, be of service to other human beings, so that they can afford to buy these watches, right? That's the Japanese. Whereas in the Middle East, the Arabs, they basically they got it for free. I mean, a lot of them are, I don't know, some sort of, fourth-rate prince, or some other kleptocrat or whatever in the government, or there's some other, and they got the money because their grandfather happened to be living there, and the white man came in there and started pumping oil out of the ground. Now, the white man could have taken that oil, but I don't know why, for whatever reason, they decided, you know what, we'll let these guys keep it, and we'll buy it from them. I mean, this is unbelievable but true. Unbelievable but true. The British Empire had control of the entire Middle East, and they gave it away. Now, why? Why did they give it away? And now they're paying, I don't know, $70 a barrel for the oil. They could have owned all that oil. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But look, the reality is, look, the Middle East collectors, it's like basically, it's like it's basically lottery winners, lucky sperm club, essentially. Yeah, I'm sure some guys actually, they do create businesses, whatever, okay, respect it. The Japanese, basically, this is all people had to work for it. There's really very little inherited wealth in Japan. This is all basically, you got to make the money because they have high inheritance taxes. You got to earn the money, which, you may like that system or not, whatever, but, it is what it is. So, again, amazing watches here. Look at this. I love, I got to tell you, I actually would love to get a watch with some crazy diamonds on it. Not on the bracelet, but like on the bezel and on the hour markers. That would be amazing. And look at this, what this guy at the top, at that 11 o'clock position has. Crazy stuff here. I mean, now he's got to have some of this, like, I don't know, this weird, like, stuff, Royal Oak concept, whatever. I get it. It's vaguely independent watch collected. And of course, the horrific Spider-Man watch. I mean, you could spend like 2 hours going through this collection. Now, this is an amazing shot. I showed this earlier in our watch review. The AP Tourbillon, that beautiful hammered dial, and the frosted bezel. What's amazing about the watch is, you got three different textures. You got four textures. No, maybe five. Okay, let's start. You got the bezel that's frosted. Around it, the polished edge of the bezel. The dial is hammered. I think it's gold, right? It's got to be gold. You got the bracelet, which is a brushed. And, if you want to include the hour markers and the hands, that's another kind of texture, vaguely, if you want to, that could be considered a texture. But this thing works. It really works. This is like an incredible watch. I mean, no matter how much you want to hate AP, and I do hate them, I hate that past CEO that they had, that scumbag. And they've always been scumbags, by the way, AP. But, you know, lately they've been making some really incredible watches. And I don't think it's Francois. I think somebody else is you know, making these decisions. Francois is the guy that probably made the Spider-Man and the other garbage, Code 1159. Look at this. He's got other stuff here. Let's go through this. I'm not going to spend all day here. I want to go through some of the highlights here, some of the amazing stuff. Here we got a Patek Philippe special. You got the perpetual calendar chronograph with sapphires. And notice you got the sapphires on the lugs, the bezel. And look at this, the way the guy pairs it up. This is a man with style. He's got the blue sweater. He's got a blue crocodile strap, blue sweater of some sort. He's got the blue toy there on the dashboard or on the wheel of the Ferrari. It's amazing. When am I getting monetized? I don't know. I think I put in a thing to them. I don't know. You know, hopefully soon. I'm waiting for the big bucks because, you know, we need to fund the collection here. We need to get like some heavy hitters. By the way, Patel, what do you make of this guy's collection? I want to get your opinion. I want to get your opinion on this guy's collection because he's got basically, you know, the stuff you like. I mean, I'm not into this. I'm not into these like super high, you know, like to me, I can't go beyond a perpetual. To me, it's you got chronographs, all sorts of crazy, crazy shit. And again, this is a thing that you love with the, you know, the window display, not the rotary dial. He's got to have the window display. Interesting. Is this white gold or platinum? No, this is I think this is platinum, right? Platinum. Yeah, platinum. Yeah, excuse me. Platinum. Platinum and sapphire. I think this is like a $300,000 watch. 300 grand, right? Now, look, we all make mistakes. As Bill Clinton said, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. This is a mistake, but you know, whatever. Again, this is a photo from, I think this is at Marcello's restaurant, Marcello's. Again, mistakes were made. A Breguet. You know, I don't understand Breguet. I don't understand it. It's like, I don't know where they fit. I can't put them into the correct pigeonhole. Yeah. Diamonds, rubies, or sapphires. He's okay. So you talk. This is the what do you call it? The this thing over here. You know, at some point, here's the question: at some point, does it become too much? You know, it's like too much. You got like too much going on. You got like I think you can only do diamonds. You can only do like precious. You know, the stones. When you have a simple watch, right? Like you have a simple watch, you can put stones around it because it makes a pop. But when you go all complications, this becomes. I think this watch is basically pandering to the you know, to the riffraff, to the punters in the Middle East. I think they're pandering to just guys who need to have like crazy, you know, because this is not, you know, there's no reason for this. You know, it's like. I think it's cool if you had this on like a 5711 or something, like a ruby bezel, sapphires, diamonds. I think it would look amazing. You know, I have no idea. I saw the message. I don't know what that means. You know, listen, look, I'm not technologically advanced. You know, I barely graduated from the Patek Philippe Watchmaker Academy. You know, I barely graduated. I don't understand the technology. Somebody has to explain to me how that works. A redirect. I have no idea what that is even. I have like no idea what this is. I can barely, you know, upload a video with my phone to you know, to the YouTube. I mean, you know, this is not a high-tech channel. We're looking to hire some tech people. So hopefully the watch community, if the watch community will make some donations, we're going to hire some top AI people like Sam Altman from OpenAI and some like the number 2 guy at Facebook and Google. We're going to hire those guys, and we're going to be technologically advanced. But until then, this is a very simple channel here. Look, I'm just a simple immigrant. Okay. Look, I love the AP perpetual calendar. Actually, I think this is an amazing perpetual calendar. My problem is it's too fucking big. I mean, it's like 40 millimeter, 42 millimeter. I don't know what size this. It's too. I cannot go beyond 37 millimeter on my wrist because it just flares out too much. It's huge. But you know what I love about this? And again, I don't care about the ceramic. I think that's ugly. It's stupid. It is kind of interesting in white, but okay. What I really like about it is you got the again, you got the wheels, right? You got the time. You can see how time is moving, where you are during the course of the year. You see the day of the week, right? The day of the month, the day of the week, whatever. But also, you see at the top, around the bezel, you got a hand that points to the number of the week. So, like, he's pointing to week number 2. So it kind of really gives you a sense of really where you are during the year. Because look, time is valuable. I made a video I posted before. Look, I joke around a little bit on the channel. A lot of this, there's a little bit of entertainment value, but underlying it is a deep spiritual a message. There's a lot of deep messages here. But look, time is valuable, and you need to know where you are. You need to know, how much time has elapsed, how much time you may have left. The year is going. We're already in February. We're almost in March, and you can see the time is moving. And when you look at a watch like this, it's kind of like that thing that the Europeans had back in the, in the 1500s, 1600s. Was it Memento Mori? They all had that skull on their desk or in their paintings. To always keep in mind death. Keep in mind death, that you're not going to live forever. The day of your death, it could be coming. You don't know when, right? What that means is you got to make the most of your day. You got to make the most of every second. And, look, in all seriousness, we really need to make the most of our time. Instead of watching garbage videos like this, low production value video, you could be doing something important. Actually, this video is probably the most important thing you could be doing. So strike that from the record. But, we got to, it's important to make the most of your time. You don't know how much time you have. It's a gift. It is a gift, okay? As they say, the past is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. And that's why it's called the present. Okay. What is he saying? Go to community. I have no idea how this works. Custom YouTube studio. Hang on a second. Can I do that now even? Hang on a second. Let me see. Let me see if I can do it in a second. I don't want to take too much. I don't want to take for the pumpkin. Hang on a second. Let me see. What is this guy saying? YouTube customization community. Scroll down past the directs. Let me see. See, look. I mean, I need to hire one of these gurus here. This is, unfortunately, we can't afford to pay them. These guys want a lot of money. They want stock options. They want like, seven-figure salaries. Unbelievable, but true. This is what it takes to hire one of these knuckleheads from, Google or OpenAI. Let's see here. Settings. Oh, there we go. Community. Oh, hang on. Community. I'm on the community. Wait. Community. Scroll back. Mods to redirect. Mods. Community. Mods. Approved users. Mods. Live redirects. Oh, I see. All channels can redirect to my content. Is that what I have to do? Add a user. Blocked words. No, okay. All channels can redirect to my content. Okay. I think that's what it is, right? Did I do it right? Okay. Okay, listen, I'm glad I went to the Philippe Watchmaker Academy. I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, I learned something. Every day you learn something. Okay, now this is, oh yeah, I think, okay, let me turn this garbage music off. He's flexing. By the way, he's got the strap. Where's that strap from? Cool watch. No, cool watch. Not bad. Basic bitch 5711. By the way, Patel, I'm going to be posting a video tomorrow for the punters because I believe that a lot of the punters are being fleeced by the tomato can virus. The tomato can virus, which is the extra signature, that the double signed Patek, right? Everybody wants that double sign. They want that Tiffany signature. And some of these punters are paying 4 times, 400% premium for a little line of text that says Tiffany. Now, which I think is a total scam. Total scam. There's a 5811. Great. Yeah, 5811. Look, why are these knuckleheads paying triple the price, literally triple the price to have a line of text that says Tiffany? I have a whole video I'm going to be posting tomorrow, but I think this is a complete scam. It's a scam, okay? Yes, I get it. Tiffany could add, 10% value, maybe, buyer, whatever. I talked about trucchi, which is, what I like. It's nice to have. It's a cute gimmick, but is it worth the extra money? No. They don't do anything for the watch. They do nothing for the watch. I don't understand it. Well, okay, you know what? This is interesting. Well, I think this points to the fact that this is a massive hype bubble based on the tomato cans. Because who's buying these watches at a 4x, 400% premium? They're buying the Nautilus. Which is, basically the Nautilus it's a hype watch. I mean, the Nautilus is a hype watch. So they're paying the premium because that watch attracts all the crayon eaters, all the window lickers, so that they're willing to pay that because they want to be considered extra special. They want to be considered that extra special crayon in that crayon box, that extra special color. That's what they want to be. And it's pure garbage because, Patek did make some special watches for like Bayer and a couple of other retailers, right? You probably know this better than I do. I'm sure you know it better than I do. They made some special dials, some special hands, whatever, for Bayer and others. But if all you're doing is just adding your brand, all you're doing is adding your brand on the dial, that doesn't create any value. You're not doing anything special. You're just adding a line of text. It means nothing. So these crayon eaters are being taken advantage of. They're being taken advantage of, and this is a travesty. Unbelievable. I think what's going to happen is that premium is going to compress. It's going to disappear. So if you're going to pay 300 grand for a Tiffany dial, and the market price is, let's call it 75 grand, 80 grand. Let's just say so. And again, these things are all dropping. So it's going to be a double drop. You're going to go from 300 grand to, basically 85 grand, let's say, when that spread narrows, because it will narrow. It's just a question of time. Now he's got a shitter here, Chopard Tourbillon. I don't understand this watch. Listen, I can see why he got it, because of the texture of the dial, because it's got that Japanese vibe, the Japanese pottery vibe, or whatever, the Japanese bronze working. But it's kind of a shitter. I mean, this is like, it's like a poor man's Royal Oak. Basically, it's a poor man's Royal Oak. Probably better made, better quality. I mean, the dial is incredible, right? Tourbillon, whatever. The hands are ugly. Everything else is ugly about the watch. Listen, everybody's entitled to make mistakes. And these things are also crazy. I mean, what are these things going for? I don't even know. This is like, what? I think this is 400 grand. 400 grand or something for this research, special research, whatever they call it. Kind of interesting watch, though, no? Okay, so let's go through. Let's hurry through here to some of the more interesting pieces. Yeah. Amazing. Blue. Ugly color. I mean, this is ugly. I mean, somebody should take a sledgehammer and smash these, because this blue is so ugly. I mean, you'd be doing a service to humanity to just destroy these watches. I would maybe rip out the bezel. Rip out the dial and the movement, put it into something else. But this blue ceramic is disgusting. It's pure vomit. Yeah, he's got a couple of dogs here. Now, I don't understand this independent brand, Voutilainen or whatever. Like, what is this? Somebody explain this to me. Yes, this guy Voutilainen, he makes these guilloche dolls, but this is disgusting. He's got this kind of he's got too much going on. Like, it's like, yes, okay, you know how to operate the guilloche machine, so okay, great. And these guys, they can't help themselves. They need to show off. The problem is, when you don't really have good taste, you end up with a disaster like this. And it's kind of like these patterns are not really working. By themselves, they're okay. I mean, the wave pattern in the center, I think, is pretty nice. The that little box pattern, whatever, on the outside, yeah. I mean, whatever. Especially together, it's too much. It's too much. The hands are kind of ugly. I mean, the watch is kind of a disaster. Not for me, but I understand this is very respected. Again, whatever. This guy's, again, he's buying everything. He's got literally buying like every piece of garbage. And of course, you got the 5740, the perpetual calendar. I mean, this is it. Look, the thing is, what I like about this, to be very candid, is, look, I love the usefulness I talked about of the perpetual calendar. The problem is, you can't go swimming. You cannot, go swimming wearing a 3940. You can't go swimming with a dress watch. You can't play golf with that. With this, you can go to the beach. You can do whatever you want. All right, it's a sport watch. You can't wear it in hot weather. A dress watch, it's going to get all wet, sweaty in the rain, whatever. This, you just rinse it off. The blue dial is beautiful. Again, I'm getting a little bit concerned about, this design of that Nautilus. I don't know if this is going to last. I don't think it's got a lot of legs to it. And this, I have no idea what this is actually. This was made at the Patek Philippe Academy. This is, I have no idea what this is. And again, this to me makes no. I mean, to me, it makes no sense because it's got like a thing going around in 24 hours. I'm sure to somebody, it's perfect. To me, it just it's not intuitive. Like I don't get it. I don't get this 24-hour thing. It's not my cup of tea. Yeah, I think for somebody else it could be extremely useful. Actually, it's a really nice watch, right? I mean, it's a pretty nice watch. The strap is disgusting. I mean, the strap is ugly. The watch is pretty nice. Is this a dual time? I think it's a dual time. Wait. Okay, there we go. What do we got here? Some AP code. What is this? The code 11:59. I don't know what this is even. It's like, how do you even tell time? But these are the code at 11:59 is kind of growing on me. I hate to admit it. The code at 11:59 is kind of growing on me in terms of, I kind of get it. It's just you gotta admit, these are kind of interesting. If the problem is everybody, we all associate them with the Royal Oak, but if somebody else did this watch, if Patek did a watch like this, everybody would be raving about it. I mean, this is the direction that Patek is basically going in, right? They're going in this kind of more modern direction with more modern straps, materials, everything else. If Patek did this, people would be applauding. Actually, these are cool watches. Again, my only, my issue with this, again, I'm looking at it. I'm not the right audience for this, right? I'm not the right audience because to buy one of these watches, right, you really have to be very, very wealthy because you're going to take a hit. So you're basically buying pure luxury. When I buy a watch, whether it's $3,000, whether it's $30,000, it doesn't matter because, I'm basically buying it like within the price. I can sell it. I'll break even. I might make a little bit of money. I'm probably not going to lose too much, meaning I don't think I'm going to lose anything. But when you buy one of these, you're basically buying into a built-in loss because, when you resell, you're going to be taking a hit. Unless, I don't know, the things take off and who knows what happens. But, this is really serious collecting. Like, I'm really not a real collector. I don't consider myself a collector. I like certain watches and, and I buy them with an eye towards, okay, what's the most I can lose? Like, because let's say I need to sell it. I don't know, for whatever reason, let's say I need to sell it. So, what's it going to be worth? It's a new travel time, new model travel time. Yeah, so I'm assuming that there is a second hand. There's a second hand underneath it, like the travel time. Like the what's the I got the travel time, the old travel time, the one from like 2006 or whatever. What is it? The 5396, I think. I get these names. The old travel time, which I think is a cool watch. I think the travel time, for $20,000, to get a travel time for $20,000, it's a really cool watch. It's a manual wind, right? The old, not the one I'm showing on the screen, but it looks like a modern watch. My only issue is some of the numbers, the fonts on the smaller subdials look a little bit old fashioned, but these are pretty cool, no? Like he's got the Richard Mille. He's got a Flex the Richard Mille. Again, with the blue, look at this baby blue with the little toy up there. I mean, this is somebody doing the math. Is somebody running the calculator? Is Patel running the calculator to figure out the value of the collection so far? How much? What is the price of all this? What is the Hermes? I mean, again, is guys get now? This is actually, it's not my taste. This could have been an interesting watch, though. I think this could have been a pretty cool watch if they did better numbers. The case is actually interesting, but the watch, the numbers, and look at this. He's got these beautiful. Look at that. He's got, what is that? A 5711 with the sapphires on the bezel. Some crazy stuff here. I mean, this is like, look, everybody thinks that like they got the best watch. It's like it's like a friend of mine. No, I shouldn't say a friend, but I remember a guy was a contractor. I was building out an office. This guy was the contractor for the landlord. Well, actually, in theory, he was my contractor, but and this is an interesting guy. His name was Bob. This guy's name was Bob, and Bob was a contractor in commercial office buildings in New York. I think he was doing a lot of work in the 80s and 90s. This guy must have made a lot of money. And I met him in right around the year 2000. Shit, I feel old now. 2000, it's like 25 years ago almost. And, he's building out the office. And at that time, I was kind of into watches. I had my Calatrava. I had the, I had my date just. I had the date. I thought I was a heavy hitter. And again, this was before anybody had like forums or any of that stuff online. Definitely before YouTube. No, but I didn't know anything. You didn't have all this information that we have now. And I'm talking to Bob, and Bob, we were talking about watches, and he's telling me, "Oh, it's interesting. This is back then." I had a conversation with, this is like in 2003, maybe. Okay, 2003. We're having a conversation, and he says, "You know what? The problem with your watches is they're too small. Everybody now wants bigger watches." And again, this is like 2003. Can you imagine this? And he's telling me, "Yeah, no, everybody's going for the what the hell is this stupid what's the Italian watch? What's the Italian dive watch? The stupid Italian dive watch. Yeah, they want 40 millimeter, 45 millimeter, not 36." And he was into, and he told me about the forums, because I think that was the early days of the forums online. I never went to that, but he told me about that stuff. And right after that, I actually sold my watches, except for the date, because I thought, you know what? Because everybody's starting to use their cell phone to look at the time, these watches are going to be worthless, especially because Rolex is making like 1 million watches a year. Of course, I was wrong, and I didn't wear a watch for many years, and then I got back into it. So I told that story. But where am I going with this? Where was I going with the story? Yeah. So Bob told me a funny joke. So Bob actually, and he lived in LA once, and in New York, nobody really drives like fancy cars in Manhattan, I should say. I mean, like if you're like a billionaire, you're not gonna be driving a Lambo in Manhattan. You're not gonna be driving a Rolls just because. It's just going to get banged up, or you can't park it in the street. It just doesn't, you can't really drive it. The streets are all crowded. So, if you got some, money, you usually have like a car and driver. Usually you'd have like, a Mercedes S-Class. You got like a chauffeur there. Usually it's like a retired detective, retired cop or off-duty cop that can carry a gun, because that way it's kind of like a security guard also. And that's basically how you get around. And Bob was telling me, he told me a joke. He said, like, the thing is in LA, whatever car you have, like you may think you got the best car, you pull up in a restaurant, there's always going to be somebody in LA with a better car. No matter how good you think you are, you got the Bugatti, whatever it is, there's always going to be somebody who's going to pull up with a better car. And that's what this collection is really about. Like, there's a lot of guys that think they got, they're the heavy hitters. They got everything. They got, the ultimate grail, whatever you want to call it. And then you got this guy who basically has got everything of like, ultra rare, incredible stuff. So there's always going to be some other punter. There's always some other punter who's got a better watch than you. And this got to be from Marcelo's restaurant, right? This has got some crab there, some sushi. It's amazing that an Anthony timepiece gentleman never met this guy because, Anthony could have had some badass sushi with this guy. Um, yeah, this is some crazy stuff. Good pictures, right? You got the geisha girls here, the what is this crap? What is this garbage? Omega trash, pure trash. Look, maybe, yeah, I think this guy's he's a completionist. He's got to have one of everything, right? I don't get it. I mean, I don't know how you go from some of those APs to wearing a piece of garbage like this. I don't understand it. It's like the punters who wear the. It's like the punters who buy the Rolex Explorer in a way. Actually, look, it's actually not a bad watch to be candid. It's not a bad watch. I don't know. What do these go for retail? Like 10 grand or something? 12 grand? This is what I think this is a world time or something. It's not a bad watch. I think you're getting value for money here, right? So it looks like a world time. Yeah, I don't know what this is. So let's find some. He's got a couple of interesting watches I want to point to before we log off here. This, of course, I don't know what these are. I don't know what this garbage is. Some independent garbage. I don't know why anybody would buy this crap. Pure trash. Again, when you have a masterpiece like this, how do you go around buying some of the other garbage? I don't understand it. Obviously, the Rolex, some sort of weird dish. I don't know what that is. I don't know what this guy's eating there. He's got the Lang shitter. I don't know why people are into these Lang. Wait. This this is the watch I was arguing with that guy, the Hitler's grandson, on Marcelo's live stream about oh shit. Yeah, listen, it's a scam. It's a scam. Look, Rolex is the ultimate marketing machine. Look, Timepiece Gentleman is a marketing genius. He is. There's no question, right? Also, all kidding aside, he was a marketing genius in terms of he really took things to a whole nother level with, quality video production and the hype and the lifestyle. He catered to an audience. But Rolex is like Anthony multiplied by like 100x. Because these guys are scammers. Hit Rolex, the Mount Everest. Let me tell you something. That guy, was it Sir Edmund Hillary? He was probably in a motel room in Nepal with some lady boys or some other low budget prostitutes. That's where he was wearing his Explorer. And who cares who's wearing an Explorer? I don't give a shit. I mean, it's a piece of shit watch. It's an old fashioned watch, a basic bitch watch. If he was alive today, he'd be wearing the best watch. He'd be wearing, I don't know, he'd be wearing a Yachtmaster. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is my issue with the guy with Hitler Jr. And it's this: is that Langunzon is and here's the thing. Look, this is gonna sound very racist, but I'm just a realist. Every race, right? Every culture, every country, they specialize in something, right? The Germans, they specialize in making machinery, right? The Africans, they're good at dancing and making music, right? The Italians are good at making clothes and making art. The French are good at also stuff like that, right? The British are good at nothing. They're basically grifters. They're just good at creating mannerisms, and being pretentious, because they're basically all just sheep fuckers. But here's the thing: the Germans are great at making machinery. The problem with this brand is, there was a company Langenzonen, which was disbanded, basically, right? Because during the Second World War, during World War II, basically these guys were. By the way, this was Hitler's favorite watch company. Hitler's favorite watch company. And during the war, I think they were making like either watches for the military or they were making like fuses for bombs using slave labor. And when the Russians came in, the Russians came in. I mean, they basically destroyed they destroyed all of Eastern Germany, and they took all the machinery. They took all the machinery from Langenzonen, from Glashütte. They took all the machinery as reparations, everything. I mean, they basically cleaned out all of Germany. So they put everything, all the watchmaking machinery, on trains, and they shipped it back to the Soviet Union. Ironically, the watch I got from, I heard from my grandfather of Vostok, was a Soviet era 1950s watch that was made from the German machinery. It's actually basically a Langenzonen. It's a Lange parts and Lange machinery. And my grandfather was probably fighting with this guy's grandfather in Stalingrad. Ironically, right? That's the irony of these things. But here's the problem with this brand. So this brand was out of production for 100 years, and then some guys got together and they relaunched it, and they claim this old history. It's basically just, whatever. And the big claim to fame is the finishing. And I'm sure it's beautiful. It's like, look, and here's the thing. The problem with the Germans is they're obsessed with machinery. They're obsessed with precision. Like, you listen to this guy who's talking precision. The precision. I need to watch the precision. It's got to be precise. Listen, when I look at a watch, I want something that's going to be, pretty accurate. I want something that's going to be beautiful. Okay, I'm buying a piece of beauty. If I'm spending, 50 grand on a watch, it's basically a piece of art on my wrist. Listen, at the end of the day, it's jewelry. Jewelry, art, it's the same thing, right? So the machinery means nothing to me. Yes, it helps that the machinery is nicely finished, but it's like, taking a tractor. You take a John Deere tractor and you gold plate and you polish the the gears inside so that the farmer can see what it looks like. Who cares? It's like it's kind of like yeah. And my other thing is this. Here's my big issue with the Lange. They're too big. They're not elegant. Okay, the Germans do not know elegance. They have no sense of style, fashion, elegance. That's not what they're good at. It's not in their DNA. That's what the French, the Italians, and the Swiss are able to do it because they pulled it from the Italians. And again, the Swiss are not even that good at it. The problem is the Italians, they don't understand how to make machinery. I mean, I know, ironically, we're looking at a Ferrari here, but look, the Italians are not that good at these things. They're not good at being on time. It's not the strong point. It's not their strong point. They're good at being elegant. And this watch is just not elegant. It's a big hockey puck. It's a giant hockey puck. It's a giant crowd clock on your wrist. And the problem is, again, when I'm looking at a watch, and I said this before, I was trying to articulate this, and I made this comment on my video, is the value to me of a perpetual calendar. Why am I paying this money? Why would I want to pay 10, 20, 50 grand for a perpetual calendar? It's because I want to see time moving in the context. I want to see how much time has elapsed, how much time I have. So I need to see dials. I need to see the time moving in dials. So the idea of this number in there, the top, that date window, to me means nothing. I mean, I'd rather have that in a circular dial like I have on the 3940, like those APs. And this is just too much going on. The Roman numerals, you got the different dial texture. And I got to say, there's a lot of work. The craftsmanship is meticulous because that's what the Germans are good at, meticulous craftsmanship. I mean, the Japanese take it to another level. If the Japanese made this watch, it would be even better. Probably be more reliable. but it's too confusing. I mean, I don't know what the fuck this is. It's too confusing. I don't know what's going on with this watch. It's garbage. To me, it's garbage. It's a fake brand. So this brand, it's basically it's a revived East German brand. Oh, this is funny. This is actually Beverly Hills. This is funny. I did a video right. Oh, this is actually pretty funny. I did a video right in front of that building. That's the Fred Heyman building. And he's got this little sculpture there. So this guy was probably staying at the hotel across the street. Interesting. Interesting. And now this, okay, when you buy this, you're a real collector. When you get one of these customized, what is this Artisan de Genève or what? Who makes this? I think that's who makes these. I mean, that is like, next level, because basically, you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna customize it. That's what that is. Let's go through it. He's got the MB&F. He's got the MB&F. Now, this actually is a useful. Okay, this is a perpetual calendar, but at least you can read it. I can read the dial, and to me, this is a much more impressive watch. Like, would I buy this? No, but you can see the time, you can see the day of the week, the month, and the day of the month, and the day of the week. This is a classic layout. You see all the gears, all the other garbage that you need to see. There you go. I mean, this is all you need. I don't know. I think this is a nice watch. Now this is, again, I would love to get this watch with a basic brushed steel, ice blue dial, the ice blue. And if it came with a 37 millimeter diamond baguettes, I'd be all over it. I just can't wear these big sizes. I mean, it's just stunning. I mean, it's just stunning. And again, look, you know what? Here's the thing. Look what AP does with the date window. They do a matching color. So you got the ice blue dial, you got the ice blue or baby blue date wheel, and they got a nice font. They actually pay attention to the font and that date window, which I think is important. He's got another shitter. Oh, look at that. The time move. That's actually kind of cool, right? That's the yeah. But again, this is kind of like why don't you just get it? Actually, no, I gotta say, this is actually kind of cool to have that flip thing going on. What is this called? What's the technical term for this? I mean, it is pretty cool. Hang on, let me see if this. Hang on, let's go back. Is this gonna rewind? Wait. Watch for this. Wait. There we go. That's actually pretty cool. That is actually pretty cool. It's a minute repeater. I mean, listen, here's the thing. This is, for Langen Zone, you want to have this very advanced mechanics. I get it. It's still a pretty ugly watch. I mean, you're not going to impress any women with this watch. That's the bottom line, though. That is the litmus test. The litmus test for a watch is, are you going to get laid with a watch? Is it going to help you get laid? Right? And this watch, actually, because it's a gimmick. You got the gimmick, you got the minute repeater and the little time flip. That's actually kind of cool. I don't know what this costs. This must be 6 figures. Could be, I don't know, this has got to be like 200 grand or something crazy. This is actually very interesting. But it's a novelty. It's a huge watch. Look how big it is. Look at that. Look at that hockey puck. Look at that hockey puck you're going to be wearing on your wrist. I mean, that's a disaster. A Patek Philippe would do that in half the size, half the height. This is a stunning watch. It's an AP millinery. I don't understand this millinery garbage, but it's actually a cool watch. And I actually have my Patek Ellipse is in this kind of shape. It's an interesting shape. And mine is obviously it's a more of an ellipse shape, not like this, but it's a cool. You got the hammer dial. It's white gold. You got the frosting. You got a rubber bracelet. Apparently, this is a rubber bracelet from AP. I don't know what's going on with the hands. I've never seen this before. It's some sort of Japanese edition. Where's the other hand? I see one hand. Is it one hand? I don't even know what's going on. I mean, this is a stunning watch. I mean, I love this. Wow. You can go swimming in this, play golf, whatever you want to do. This is the best. I think this might be the best watch in his collection. Look at this. He's got Mido. Mido, I guess it's another wanker brand. You got let's see, let's roll through here. Let's roll through before I listen. I'm a very busy man. Okay, here we go. Look at this. He's got a fingerprint lock. So if anybody wants to break into this guy's house. Okay, so you see in Japan, the thieves are very polite. They open a case instead of smashing open the glass with a hammer. They try to open the case and to leave the glass unscathed. That's it's respectful. It's a respectful robbery. Again, this guy's got whatever, everything, like literally everything. So it's like. But let's go through here to find something really interesting, because he's got. I mean, like there's so many crazy watches here, so many crazy watches. Okay, we saw this. We saw the hammer dial, right? He's got this, right? He's got, by the way, the hammer. Then he's got this one, which is another amazing dial on the tourbillon, which is this tapisserie, but with this kind of what do you call this shape? It's almost like a concert hall seating. Very interesting. I mean, it's beautifully executed. I mean, it's so well thought out. The way it all goes out from that tourbillon, it really puts the focus on the tourbillon. I actually think that's a better look than the hammered, only because it puts more focus of a better frame on that tourbillon. But again, any of them are incredible watches. Like shit. Okay, so here he's showing the Patek Philippe collection. This is 90% of his collection. 90% of Patek Philippe I own gathered in one place. So right here, he's got he's got 15 watches. He's got 15 Patek Philippes. The perpetual calendar right in the middle. Oh, it's interesting. He's got it laid out. Like there's an order to this. He's got a bunch of chronographs, travel time. I think it's a platinum travel time. Is that a minute repeater? No, I don't think it's a minute repeater. Is it a minute repeater? He's got the research. Another travel time with diamonds. But actually I'm actually surprised he doesn't have any more interesting watches from Patek. I mean, this is kind of like a basic bitch collection. I mean, like a rich basic bitch collection, but these are basic bitch watches. He doesn't have any really interesting perpetuals. I mean, yeah, the 5740, we know, okay, it's great. It is great, but so many other interesting watches. It's but I think also from a cultural standpoint, the Japanese The Japanese, I don't think they like to buy used things. I don't think they like that. I think they I don't think they even like to buy houses that were previously lived in. They like to buy everything new. I think it's like an Asian thing. It's like maybe it has something to do with hygiene, going back, a couple thousand years. Maybe they think it's dirty. And by the way, it probably is dirty. Imagine some guy had a watch on his wrist. He's been sweating through that watch. He's been jerking off, probably been masturbating with a watch. He's got like all sorts of body fluids on it. And now you're buying that watch. You're going to be worried. I mean, it's kind of disgusting when you think about it, especially if you keep the strap. I mean, think about it. Think where that watch has been. The guy was wiping his ass. Think about how many times somebody wiped their asshole while they were wearing your watch. Now, especially if you're buying the watch from the Middle East. Why? Because the Arabs do not use their right hand to wipe their ass because it's disrespectful to the right hand. There's a whole thing, right hand, left hand. So they use their left hand. So if you're buying, actually, no, the Muslims. I don't think it's Arabs. I think it's the Muslims. So if you're buying a watch from the Middle East, somebody was using that watch. They were wearing that watch while they were wiping their asshole. After they had diarrhea and they were wiping their ass, those fumes got absorbed in that watch strap, if it's a leather strap, or even if it's in the case. They went inside the case. I mean, that's the reality. I don't want to be too graphic about it or make too fine a point of it, but that's the reality. So, that's why the Japanese and the Asians don't like used watches. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense to me. I'm just a poor immigrant, so I have to buy my watches used for the most part. And I try not to think about what people have been doing with them. Now, here's another piece of his collection. This is 90% of his APs. 90% of his APs are being shown here. So how many does he have? He's got 18, 36. He's got 50. He's got like 50 APs. So it's got to be like, what, $4 million? You figure average is about 100 grand roughly. Some are less, some are like 20, 30. He's got a couple of heavy hitters here. It's like $4 million in AP right there. Incredible. He's got the toy case with all this stuff there. Frank Mueller. This is interesting. I would not wear this watch, but look, you got to respect the Uhrwerk. I mean, these guys are geniuses. This is pure. I mean, look, this is avant-garde. And this guy is like a patron of the arts. He's a patron of the arts. He's supporting basically innovation in horology. I mean, look, you got to respect it. I mean, this guy's buying the watch. He's not buying the watch to flex it. He's buying the watch because he loves the technology. Obviously, you could see it. He's very serious about this stuff, right? This is not a he's not a flex collector. I mean, obviously there is a bit of flex, but he's he's into just innovation. No, actually, no, the guy's into innovation, guys. Wow, look at this. What is this? Wow. Wow. I mean, you got to respect this guy. Forget about the hype stuff. This is a real. I mean, he takes it very seriously. Look, he's going to all these different factories. He's into the independent brands, and although some of these are disgusting. Again, you got some real shitters here, some real ultra shitters. Oh, the Ingenieur. I think Archie Luxury had one of these back in the day. The Ingenieur. I think this is a Gerald Gentle design, right? Gerald Gentle designed this. Now, this looks to me like a better watch than the Nautilus. You can see the resemblance, right? I think this is actually better executed than the Nautilus. If the Nautilus, yeah, this is definitely better executed than the Nautilus. It doesn't have any extra garbage. Doesn't have any extra garbage. It's just the essentials that you need. I mean, it's got a little extras, you know, the tapisserie garbage, whatever. It's got some extra things, but the bracelet looks really good. I've actually never seen one of these in person. I would never buy one of these because to me this is garbage, but I appreciate it. I mean, this is like, you know, it's a serious watch. It's just it could have been so much better though. You know, it could have been better. Look at this Vacheron. This is, I don't know. This is, I think he's just showing a picture. This is not his watch. I don't think he owns any. Oh yeah, I think this is the high jewelry line, which is great. This is like a Russian hooker watch. This is what every Russian hooker has in Monaco. Let me see here. What else does he got? He's got this Chapek, which is another hype garbage watch. Yeah, whatever. Nah, you know, this is garbage. I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't. I mean, what is it? What is this? What is this? What is this watch? Why would you buy this watch? What did they do different? I mean, you got a little bit of a texture. The hour hand, the markers, yeah, okay, kind of interesting, vaguely interesting. You got the date window on the bottom, yeah, kind of like that. The bracelet is kind of interesting, but you know, it's a little, it's just not innovative. Like the case is just, I don't know. Like, what's the point of making this watch? What's the point of it? It doesn't. They don't advance anything. It's not anything that radically different. Like, it's just another shitter watch. Or like, what is this? Oh, Lens. Lens. This is another one of these like wacky innovator brands, independent brands. I don't understand it. I appreciate it. I think what these guys are doing is amazing. I mean, and I'm glad somebody's buying this because, you know, you want to keep these guys in business, these craftsmen, these innovators in business, because they're really, again, they're pushing everything forward. It's kind of like you're like the Medici supporting, you know, Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci. If it wasn't for the Medici, we wouldn't have the civilization we have today. And this is his collection. Look at this. He's got every size here. I don't know what the hell's going on. Why does he have so many of the same watch, though? I don't get it. That's a little weird. He's got that wacky. Wow, it's crazy, crazy stuff. I mean, this is really amazing when you see this type of thing here. And he's got more space. I'm surprised. I'm surprised with these expensive watches. He doesn't create a nicer display case in his house. I'm assuming this is his house. I would do something much better. I mean, this is a very basic sliding glass. Very basic. I would do something more impressive. I would actually use bulletproof glass. I would actually do a bespoke case. You get some Japanese craftsmen. They do beautiful work in wood around it, and you make the glass bulletproof. Some sort of bulletproof glass, maybe like two-way glass or something. You can do a lot of crazy stuff now. That's what I would do. I mean, because again, if you're going to have $20 million in watches, you know, you want to maybe put a little money into the. He's got the kimono and everything. Look at this, very Japanese look. There we go. Let me see, what is this? What the hell is this? I don't even know what this is. What the? Oh, fuck. Oh, it's a Gerard Perregaux. Oh my God. I was like, what is this? Is this? For a second, I thought this was an AP. No, it's an Anthony timepiece. It's a timepiece gentleman watch. That's what this is. It's a timepiece gentleman watch. He probably got it from the timepiece gentleman. Unbelievable, but true. Frederic Constant, another, like, I don't care for this. Like, I don't know, what's the point of this? Like, again, why would somebody like spend their time making a watch that's, redundant? I mean, there's other stuff out there like this. Why would somebody waste their time creating a redundant watch? I mean, it's kind of insulting. It's kind of insulting to the community, the watch collector community. This is interesting. Look, Gautier. You got an interesting rubber bracelet. I mean, kind of cool, no? I mean, I think this is fucking interesting. Chapeks. Yeah. I don't know what is this Chapek. I don't know what this is. It means nothing to me. It means absolutely nothing to me, this Chapek. I mean, this to me, this is the ultimate picture. This, I had this in the collector, in the review. I mean, this is a beautiful picture. Look at this. One of the things we look for is creativity. The watch, the watch obviously is the main thing, but you want creativity. And this is, I mean, an incredible picture, because you got this very Japanese look. I mean, this watch is a quintessentially Japanese watch. I said before, the design between the hammer dial, the tourbillon, the hammer dial, frosted bezel, white gold, which the Japanese love, right? All the finishes. It's got that a Meiji bronze type of look. The Meiji bronzes. If you ever seen that stuff, it's like a Meiji bronze vibe. And he's got the kimono, the Japanese kimono. This looks like an expensive kimono. This guy must be like a samurai class or something. He's got the Japanese kimono with this beautiful pattern on it. This got to be a serious kimono here. Obviously, it's silk. And with this watch, what an amazing look, right? I mean, this is the best picture you can make. This is amazing. Now, let's run through here real quick. This is an interesting watch, right? I did a quick video on one of these, the tourbillon that they do, but the model which has the baguette diamonds around that bezel and in the hour markers. It is stunning. It is stunning. I mean, it's a stunning watch. I wish they made it smaller. I would love to own one. It's just an amazingly beautiful watch. And what I love about Vacheron, the bracelets, you can change them out. They give you a lot of value for money, innovation. You can go from the metal to rubber to leather very quickly, easily. And look, if you're spending 200 grand, 150, 200 grand on a watch, you expect that. Another shitter. Gautier shitter. Who'd buy this shitter? But hey, I don't know. That's just me. Bell and Ross. Oh my God. This is a Patek shitter. Here's the problem. We need to address the elephant in the room. Patek's bracelet game is very weak. The Patek bracelets are very ugly, for the most part. None of them are beautiful. None of the Patek bracelets are beautiful. The Nautilus bracelet is really, I wouldn't call it beautiful. I would call it okay. It's okay. It's not beautiful. This bracelet is disgusting. A lot of the bracelets, the metal bracelets, are ugly. Let's talk about the Neptune. Anybody remember the Patek Neptune? I mean, Patek has had many, many dogs. I mean, they have a dog pound full of dogs that they've released. And I mean, they really, and they bury their mistakes. You don't hear about them afterwards. It's funny. I was actually at a JLC store, and the guy's a Chinese guy. and he was talking about it, and he called this Roger Dubious, which is was actually kind of ironic and funny. I guess he couldn't pronounce it. Roger Dubious. Yes, this is very dubious. Indeed, indeed. It's interesting. This could have been a contender. Roger Dubious could have been a contender. I think if they made the watches a little bit smaller, because it's innovative. Look at this. I mean, the whole thing it's actually pretty ingenious. Apparently, he's like a serious watchmaker, or was a serious watchmaker. I don't know. It's like I'm not a mechanical. Even though I graduated from the Philippe Watchmaker Academy, I'm not that into the mechanics. I don't pay that much attention to it. I pay attention first to the design. Then okay, the mechanics should be legit. I just need it to be legit. I don't need like anything crazy. But this is a pretty cool watch. If it was smaller, it'd be a winner. We got the Bulgari. Again, this is at Marcello's restaurant in Tokyo. If anybody's ever in Tokyo, they should go to Marcello's restaurant, and they could actually meet this guy. They could meet Chronopiece in person, because I think he eats lunch there every day. I think this guy Chronopiece eats at Marcello's in Tokyo every day. And this is what he had there. He had the shish kebab with the tzatziki, tahini sauce, the falafel, the hummus, the baba ganoush. This is at Marcello's. Now, I think this is a pretty cool watch. You got a perpetual calendar. A perpetual calendar. The only thing I don't like is that the date wheel, it doesn't go around. It's like a retrograde, basically. It doesn't go around. I don't like that. But otherwise, this is kind of where Gerald Genta was going, and very interesting, very, very interesting. That this is kind of where I think the design is a little too fussy, too many angles. You got too much going on here that you don't need. I mean, he just kind of like did a lot of extra stuff here. This is basically garbage. Now that I think about it, you look at it up close and you realize there's just too much going on. I actually tried one of these on. I was curious. I was in a Bulgari store, and the people were very nice. I mean, very, as they should be, right? I mean, they're trying to sell you a watch. Very nice. The watch, it's too big for me. And I wish him the best. The design doesn't do it for me. I appreciate that it's innovative and it's ultra thin. I appreciate that. Again, we got the Beauvais at Marcello's restaurant, and that's Marcello in the background. So if you guys want to meet this Chronopiece guy, you have to go to Marcello's in Tokyo. That's where all the heavy hitters hang out. The heavy hitters, the big heavy hitter watch collectors, all eat at Marcello's. They all eat at Marcello's. Unbelievable, but true. Very interesting, no? I mean, you can go through here. I mean, look. How much time have we go through it? It's endless. This guy has 600 watches. We're going to stop at some point. We're spending an hour here. I mean, this is too much. This guy literally has everything. Everything. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. He's got the Sky Dweller. Yes, okay. Beautiful Sky Dweller. Actually, look, yeah, you got to appreciate the Sky Dweller. Again, I wish they made it smaller. Just these guys are making these watches too damn big. Gaultier. I don't even know what this is. No idea. Again, Marcello's restaurant here in Tokyo. MB&F. At some point, we're going to stop, right? Because this is just going to go on forever. And no collection is complete without a shitter. No collection is complete without a shitter Breitling. Actually, no, maybe that's a joke. I don't know. Is Breitling a shitter? I don't know. I mean, why do we call it a shitter? I actually do. I actually own a Breitling. It's the clock in my Bentley. That's right. They come with a Breitling clock. Um, is it accurate? I have no idea. I don't even pay attention to it. It used to be a JLC clock. That's right. JLC made the clocks on the Rolls Royce and Bentley, and then they went to and then he's got the Langens on the shitter. Let's see what else this guy has. I'm trying to wrap it up. But this thing is just go. I had no idea. I've never been on this guy's Instagram before, really, like this much in depth. And he's got another Patek Philippe. This is the perpetual. Is it perpetual or an annual? I don't even know. He's got baguette diamonds in the bezel. I don't know. What do you make of this? No, excuse me. It is an annual. Yeah. This is what else? I don't even know what this is. Again, look at this. I think this is the only time. Here's the good news. The good news is I'm never going to do another live stream like this again because I don't think there's anybody else who has a collection like this. Nobody else has a collection that goes on and on like this guy. Moser. He's got the Moser, which is, I guess, it's an interesting watch. Very basic hands. The hands are basic. They don't do anything for me. It looks it doesn't look modern. Those hands do not look modern. This could have been so much better with Dauphine hands. So much better. The Archie reviewers. How does this work? Is Archie doing a live? What the fuck? I don't really know what's going on with the world of the watch people. I need to be, I don't know. Is this considered a rebel stream? Am I doing a rebel stream? Is Tim Wright and the drunken Irishman? Is the leprechaun of Venice doing is the leprechaun of Venice doing a stream right now? The stream of the views. How does this stuff work? I don't even know how these things work. So what are you saying? You're saying I should keep going? I don't think I can keep going. Fuck. I'm doing this already an hour and a half. I'm not Archie. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not here like a prostitute getting the super chat money, like a prostitute sitting in an Amsterdam red light district window, collecting dollar bills. I'm just a punter. I'm just a poor graduate of the Patek Philippe Watchmaker Academy. So I'm not even getting this monetized. This is, New York watch guy. He's got some nice watches, but again, like I said, like my friend Bob. I think Bob probably died already. Bob was a real character. So Bob, the contractor, he and like he said, look, there's always somebody who's got, you think you got something impressive. There's always somebody around the corner who's got an even more impressive collection of more impressive watches. And that's what this guy had. Like this New York watch guy, whatever. He's got some nice watches, which we reviewed on the channel here. But this Japanese guy, Chronopiece, he just beats everybody in terms of quality, quantity, scale, like on every level. He goes broad, deep, from independence to the hype watches. I mean, and this is like a real, again, Moritz Grossman. I think this is a Tim Wright. Tim Wright was into the Moritz Grossman. Now, what is this watch? It's actually, it's not bad. I actually appreciate this. Moritz Grossman. But again, you buy these watches like, I don't know, you really got to be into it. Urwerk. Let's see what else he's got. What else? Oh, a JLC finally, with some badass sushi. He's probably having lunch with Anthony with a badass sushi. You know, it's a real shame that Anthony didn't get to go to Japan. Can you imagine if Anthony, the timepiece gentleman, he kept the scam going a little bit longer? And again, the guy, look, the idea of, riding that float on consignment dollars has been around forever, right? Everybody does it. Okay. But the problem is this guy was just spending too much on stupid people. He had a bunch of grifters, a bunch of, bloodsuckers, leeches, that he was paying too much. And that's what dragged him down. But, if he was a little bit smarter business wise, this guy could have been having badass sushi in Tokyo with this chronopiece guy. Because, what really took Anthony down. What took Anthony down was the grifters. Anthony was kind of like Hammer, MC Hammer. Anybody remember MC Hammer back in the 80s? MC Hammer was at the top of his game, and what brought MC Hammer down was his whole posse, all the grifters that latched onto him. He had guys for wiping his ass, cleaning his car, everything. He had like 40 employees, all his friends. He had a posse, the posse. And that's what Anthony had. Anthony had a posse. He had, that all those like tattooed degenerates, the tattooed degenerates. He had a bunch of grifters. He was paying them too much money, like 10 grand a month to pack boxes and paying their rent for like 10 grand a month in Santa. That's crazy. Bear Clooney. Wow, this is a real honor. This is a real honor. It's a real honor to have the Bear Clooney here. The best watch to feed the pigs is, I would say, let me think for a second. Not Rolex. I would say you want to go with something a little more sophisticated, like I would go with Vacheron. The best watch for feeding pigs is the Vacheron Constantin Tourbillon overseas. The Tourbillon with the baguette diamonds on the bezel and the hour markers. That's the watch. That's the watch you wear when you're feeding the hogs. Oh, Archie, I gotta appreciate. I appreciate Archie. We're gonna have to do a special thing for Archie because listen, let's be honest here. Let's all be very, very honest here. The whole watch community was really launched by Archie. Archie is really the godfather of the watch community. And, frankly, he reignited my interest in watches because I was completely not interested in watches for like a decade. And I came across one of Archie's streams in, I think it was 2012. I think it was around 2012. And this was like vintage Archie. Actually, that was one of my favorite Archie periods, 2012 roughly. And that's when Archie, it was like aspirational Archie. That's when Archie was really into luxury and like, he really wanted to like live the good life. This was before the super chats. This was the pure Archie when his spirit and his soul was pure. He was working, a day job. And, that was the pure Archie we were getting at that time. And now Archie has been corrupted. We all get corrupted by mammon, right? By the dollar, the almighty dollar. We get corrupted by it. When you go from, the purity of, the hobby to, being corrupted. But yeah, the early 2012 Archie, we was talking about Louis Vuitton luggage and Patek Philippe, and that reignited my interest in watches. And then I got back into it, quite frankly, in around 2017. And I kind of got in. I was more interested, and I was actually going through, not to bring things down, but some personal challenges, some family health issues, stuff like that. And watching Archie stream is a really took my mind off things. It was very entertaining, and it was very interesting. Archie 2017. That was another period of Archie. I think that was very good. Of course, look, it's always whatever is happening now is obviously the new thing. But to me, those are the peak periods in my book, because those are like different eras. They're very different eras. Now we're in the super chat era where Archie has to compete with all the riffraff, the hoi polloi, the deadbeats, the rodents, the rats, the scum, you got the monkey eyebrow drunken leprechauns in Venice. You got the Ukrainian draft dodger, in Sheepshead Bay, who's doing the rebel streams. You got all sorts of riffraff and hoi polloi, and they're not able to really do the Archie thing like Archie does it. I just wish Archie would do more Patek content. More Patek content. That's what. Yes. This is unbelievable. Hammer time. Exactly. Now, later in the week, we're going to be doing a review of the different watch auctions. We got a couple of videos we did of some auctions, and there were some interesting auctions that went off that we're going to be reviewing some of the results, including the Patek 5396 Tiffany rose gold that was sold by Loop This. I think it went for like 60 something grand. Rose gold on the bracelet, which is a cool watch. I thought it was going to go for 40 grand, but that stupid Tiffany, Yeah, look, Anthony could have gone for a long time if he didn't have those leeches. That what do they call, Liz and Darby? And how do I know these names? How do I know them? Because of Mr. Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi's making his whole living by doing Anthony videos every day. This is Mr. Miyagi in Texas. I mean, allegedly, this guy's a lawyer. He can't speak English. And he's doing, like, every day, the guy does 5 Anthony videos. I mean, it's unbelievable. This guy, Anthony's sitting in jail for the last 6 months. And Mr. Miyagi, how does he come up with all this content every day? But Mr. Miyagi told me about Liz and Darby. That's how I know about Liz and Darby, that name. Those lowlights with the tattoos. But yeah, if he didn't have those people, because think about it. Look, the problem with Anthony is he had leaks. He had leaks, as they call it in gambling, right? He was losing money on stupid things that he didn't need to. 100 grand a rent on a penthouse, that was garbage. Yeah, the grifters, that was probably another 100 grand, various bullshit. The Lambos was actually smart. Buying the Lamborghinis, the sushi, the $15,000 dinners, that actually was smart marketing. And if Anthony was smart, he could have it written off on his taxes with a creative accountant, because that is actually a legitimate tax deduction, I believe, because it's a business expense. It's for entertainment. He's creating content. There's all sorts of angles you could spin. Again, I'm not here to give accounting advice or legal advice, but what he was doing was completely legitimate. And the problem is he had the leaks. Anthony could have been eating this badass sushi. This is what Anthony could have been eating: badass sushi in Tokyo at Marcello's restaurant. That's what he could have been having. But instead, he had to have a bunch of leeches around him and spending money on stupid things. Again, the Lambo was not stupid. Paying rent on some grifters is stupid. And, a couple of other stupid things there. Urwerk, yeah, look at this. Urwerk. What is this? Is a guitar store? Yeah, this is crazy stuff. What is it? Where is this guy? Oh, this guy I guess he was in LA. I guess this guy comes to LA every couple of months, right? He was interesting. Yeah, we saw a picture. He was in Beverly Hills about 6 months ago. Oh yeah, this is in LA. Yeah, this is the Haute Lance. again, you gotta. MC Hammer went bankrupt because he had too many bloodsuckers. He had too many bloodsuckers, just like Anthony. Anthony was the MC Hammer of the watch business. Anthony was the MC Hammer of the watch business. That's what it was. I want to thank Patel, aka Tan, for sending over subscribers. If it wasn't for Tan, this channel would be basically, the garbage channel that it really is. It is basically a low production value channel that is, made slightly better. MC Hammer. Was the Hammer in the Crips? I think, wasn't he an Air Force guy? I think he was an Air Force guy. By the way, Bear Clooney, I contacted you. I sent you an email. I said, hey, I want to do an interview with you. I was going to I offered to interview Bear Clooney to discuss his watch collection and watch collecting philosophy. Because look, the Bear Clooney collection is actually, it's an interesting collection, which, to dive into it is very interesting. Too heavy in Rolex shitters, but the philosophy of the man, you got to appreciate, you got to respect the Bear game, because, here's the thing. Look, Bear is a productive member of society. Bear Clooney, no matter what you think of him, of the low-life degenerate that he is, Bear Clooney actually is a productive member of society, selling overpriced real estate to Canadians, to the Canadian mooch bums, so that they have shelter. Because if it wasn't for Bear Clooney, these low-life Canadians, they'd be freezing to death outdoors. It's because of Bear that they actually have shelter, that they're able to get warmth and shelter. And that's what Bear does. He provides overpriced real estate to the Canadian punters. And if it wasn't for him, they'd all be freezing to death. And he buys the watches because, well, that's what I was going to interview him about, but he never responded. But, because, it keeps him going. I believe that, you need some material rewards to inspire you, to keep you going, to get you, out of bed, because, you can't just work for, abstract concepts. Wow, we got a lot of, this is Archie people. This is unbelievable, but true. Wow, I wish I had the super chat going. I'd be making a fortune here. Well, actually, no, these guys are all cheapskates here. This is all cheapskates. This is a bunch of deadbeats. It's a bunch of deadbeats over here. MC Hammer. He was a Crips gangster. Interesting. What does this mean? I see you. What does that? I know it's like a black term. What does that mean exactly? I see you. What does that mean? Does that mean like because I don't know, what does it mean? Does this mean like hello? What does that? Can somebody explain this? What this means? If we have any black people in the audience, because I've heard this expression. I don't know exactly what does it mean. Does it mean like peace, respect, hello? What does this mean? Horatio. Let's see what we got here. Okay, let's go through here. Let's go through this collection, because listen, I don't want to fucking be spending time with all you fucking punters. You're not giving me any money. No. Now, Alan French fry. This is a fine photo here. I recognize the object in the photo. This is a piece of technology invented in Japan. I actually know what this is. I've actually, I think I had one of these in the collection at one point. Unbelievable, but true. But yeah, let's get into this collection. None of you guys are giving me any super chat money because we're not monetized because of the big tech conspiracy, because we've said bad things about Biden and we've been demonetized. We've been debanked by the left wing. So here's the guy. He's at Steven Silver. Now, in case you guys don't know, Steven Silver, this is a store in Silicon Valley. This is where all the heavy hitters, the big tech heavy hitters, this is where they go buy their heavy hitter watches, the Groy Belforces. So I guess he was taking a visit to Steven Silver, Sand Hill Road. Big time heavy hitters, heavy hitters. Let's go through this collection, this corner piece. Some of you guys are coming in here late, so I'm gonna say, for all you gentlemen, all you punters coming in late, we're doing a review of the collection of a Japanese collector, which again, this is the whale, the Maru-san. This is a whale collector. This guy must have a $50 million collection here, everything, and he takes beautiful pictures also, which, you know, I'm sure Archie can appreciate, because, you know, Archie's actually a connoisseur of photography, of creativity. Now, again, you got the tourbillon, and this guy has literally everything, but most of it is in good taste. He does have some shitters. He's got a couple shitters, but it's mostly, he's got the Roger Dubious. I don't know what this dubious strap is here, but, you know, the Dubious is interesting. Perpetual calendar, again, another shot with the sushi, with the badass sushi in the background. The great thing about the AP perpetual calendar like this, forget about the ceramic. Again, I like the fact that you got the 52-week dial. You know, you got the time, you can see where you are in the year as the thing goes around all 52 weeks. It's a really nice touch. Again, another green watch, you know, Bidden. That's right. This is the news Bidden. This is a serious channel. This is a very, look, let's be real. This is a very serious channel of high horology, of you know, very serious stuff. Again, look, I'm a graduate of the Philippe Watchmaker Academy. A lot of you don't know this, because this has been hidden. This has been hidden from the public. The Philippe Watchmaker Academy was established in 1837 by Raj Patel, who was an Indian, and he was partners with Philippe. And what happened was, because, you know, the Europeans, they're racists, they took off the Patel name from the brand. They took off the Patel name and they brought in this guy Patek, but it was really Patel. The company, the watchmaking school, the original watches were all designed by Raj Patel. Okay, this other stuff with Patek is all just whitewashing. Okay, by the racists. And at some point, there's going to be reparations paid. But right now, the company is called Patek Philippe, but it really should be called Patel Philippe. And so the Watchmaking Academy was established. I actually went to the school. That's where I learned my advanced horological knowledge. And my diploma was signed by Philippe Stern himself. He signed my diploma. So that is how I am a true expert, an expert on everything to do with watches. Now, I don't know how they work for the most part, but I can talk about them. I could basically give you the surface level stuff. I could tell you that it's a nice looking watch, that it's a nice dial. That is the extent of my expertise. Yeah, this is some interesting stuff here. Look at this. He's got Bushido action here. Again, what a beautiful watch with the Meiji bronze type of action. Have any of you guys ever seen a Meiji bronze, Japanese Meiji bronze? They made some beautiful stuff, incredible quality, incredible detail, and they're hammering multiple different finishes, polished, frosted, hammered. I mean, this is what it's all about. I mean, this is a very, very Japanese watch. I mean, you can see why this guy has like two of them. Yeah. Listen, I gotta admit, JLC, you know, I love JLC. He hasn't been showing this a lot. The JLC, you know, I did a video on JLC. They're such a letdown. They're such a letdown that that they don't make their watches a little more smaller, better materials, too many steel watches. They should just do gold. platinum. Yeah, they got too many shitters. They got too many shitters. They should just do stuff like this. And they're perpetuals in gold, platinum. That's what they should be doing. Because look, they're the watchmaker's watchmaker. I don't care about what these like low life scumbags talk about. Langenzon, the Langenzon. Yeah, my Langenzon watch. Yeah, Langenzon is garbage, pure garbage. JLC is the real watchmaker's watchmaker. I mean, they just do stuff that's beautiful, refined. Listen, any asshole can hire a couple of Chinese kids to, polish and refine the movements. Okay. And by the way, that's what Langenzon has. They got a factory full of Chinese kids. They got the Chinese kids that they have that are polishing all those movements. That's who's making it, because we know Langenzon, they were using slave labor during World War II. That's right. So now they're doing with Chinese kids. They're buying Chinese kids. They're basically buying Chinese orphans. They're importing them to Germany and putting them to work in the slave factory, polishing those movements. That is Langenzon. JLC is by far more innovative. Look at the stuff they're doing now at the high end. I mean, it blows away anything that Langenzon can do, and it's much more elegant. It's not a hockey puck on your wrist that Langenzon has. Listen, everybody has to have a shitter. Everybody has to have a shitter. I mean, I don't know. People just need to get this out of their system for whatever reason. Again, badass sushi. Let's go through some of these heavy hitters. Let's go through some of the heavy hitters here. Again, AP, the Coda 1159. I was talking about this earlier. He's got a couple of these Coda 1159s. If this was somebody else making this watch, they would get a lot more credit. It's because, the Royal Oak kind of really overshadowed things. And I think just everybody hates that CEO, that Francois guy, that French fart king. He was just such an asshole that I think that people really gave him a hard time. And yeah, by the way, this watch, it could be better. I can't even see the time, the hands. You can't even read this. Look at these hands. Can you see the hands? I can't see the hands. I don't even know what this does. I have no idea what this does. It looks cool. I'd buy it if it was like $5,000. I mean, no, but you got to respect it. It's innovation. The 1159 is definitely, they do some nice watches. Actually, I like their perpetual calendar. If the price dropped, I would buy it. If it was like $30,000, I would actually consider it. I don't know what this is. Christopher Claret. I don't know. I don't know these independent shitter brands. This guy is like, I mean, you think you got something, this guy's got everything. I mean, how much? We're already here at 2 hours almost. 2 hours reviewing this punter's collection. He's got the Ikura sushi. Look at this. Audemars Piguet. What is this? What is this? Oh, it's Edouard Piguet Tourbillon. I've never seen one of these. Actually, I've seen the Edouard Piguets. I don't know what that is. The Edouard Piguet, what is this Edouard Piguet stuff? This Mr. Miyagi guy. No, the real Mr. Miyagi, not the Mr. Miyagi here. The real Mr. Miyagi. Yeah, I don't know. This guy, I don't know I don't know what law school that guy graduated from. I think he's one of those guys that's, they're kind of book smart, but they're kind of stupid. Like they can get good grades. And I know it's a big thing, in the Asian community because they study a lot, and there's a big focus on studying repetition, copying repetition. But nobody like really teaches them like critical thinking. Like this guy doesn't have critical thinking. He like, you listen to the stuff he says, it's all like it's not thought out. And he's also very negative. He's really like a very negative, angry guy. I don't know why he's a hater. Hater spelled Hader. Hater. He's a real hater. I don't know why he's got a hard on for Anthony. I mean, Anthony actually was an inspirational character for a lot of people. aspirational, inspirational. In the scheme of things, Anthony basically did a lot more good than bad. Think about it. Yeah, sure, he took a couple of punters for $5 million, but you know what? Look at this. The Wesley, the cow kicker, the pig fuckers. Listen. I mean, these guys could afford to lose the money. I know it's a bad thing to say. Look, the reality is, if you were dumb enough to do business with Anthony, to give him watches on consignment, the reality is you deserve to lose your money because you're a sucker. Because it was pretty obvious that the guy is a grifter. And again, I had a video a year back when he had that blackout thing. I did a little parody video where I talked about this because, look, I was in the consignment business. I took advantage of the consignment dollars sitting in the account to buy inventory. Again, this was not in the watch game. It was in a different industry. And, everybody got paid and everything was fine. But you can see how people can get carried away. People can get carried away. And, as Bill Clinton said, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. But I think Anthony gave a lot of people, a lot of entertainment value. Think about it. This guy probably created, I would say, maybe $25-50 million of entertainment value at the low end. If you counted what, let's say, a network would have to pay to create that content or whatever. And he gave all of you free entertainment. He gave all the punters free entertainment. That's what he did. He made people aspire to better things. He gave people inspiration to buy Lambos, to buy $14,000 dinners where somebody would sprinkle salt in their mouth and, whatever, right? He gave people inspiration to become, male prostitutes and give hand jobs, jerk your way off to, into buying a Rolex. I mean, look, sometimes you got to do what it takes. You got to do what it takes. It's got to hurt. It's got to hurt. As Archie Luxury said, it's got to hurt. When you buy a watch, that should be really, when you think of buying a new watch, the main criteria should be is it's got to hurt. It's got to hurt. You got to stretch a little bit. When you buy an engagement ring, they say it's got to be 2 months of salary. 2 months of salary. It's got to hurt. You got to show your commitment. You got to show your commitment to the watch game. That means that, if you got to go gay for pay, you got to go gay for pay. You got to, take it up your ass a couple of times. It might hurt. It might hurt. And, Anthony did it. Anthony sacrificed for all of us. Anthony, the timepiece gentleman, actually, he did what it takes. Anthony did what it takes to get the watches he wanted. And I think, maybe you're not going to go gay for pay. You're not going to, get an anal fisting and whatever else he was doing with his gentleman clients in West Hollywood. But, listen, Bear knows about these things. Bear, I'm sure, has been on both sides of this equation. Listen, you got to do what it takes. And I think it's very important to have this type of content, to have this aspirational. It's the American dream. It's the American dream. It's what America is all about. You come here, you make the most of yourself. Anybody can be anything in America. That's why everybody from every shithole country is coming to America. Why are they not coming to Africa? Why are they not going to Saudi Arabia? Why are they not going to Korea? Because this is the only country where you can go gay for pay and make your way up to a Richard Mille. That is what it's all about. That is what it's all about. No fisting. That's your limit. No fisting. Wait, you're from Texas. You know what they say? Texas is, where the men are men and the sheep are scared. Right? Is that Scotland? I think it might be Scotland. I think it might be Scotland. Um, but yeah, look, Anthony, I think gave a lot of people entertainment. So, we got to appreciate him. And this guy, Mr. Miyagi in Texas, he's a hater. He's a hater. Mr. Miyagi in Texas has done nothing for anybody. He's just a grifter, grifting people with some crappy, marketing advice or whatever. Not doing anything where, Anthony actually gave people entertainment. Okay, we're going down to some older watches. He had some basic bitch watches here. What is this garbage? What is this garbage? He's got this. Listen, everybody's entitled to mistakes. Now, this is interesting. This is interesting. I'm not a fan of Moser. I'm really not a fan of Moser. What I don't like about them is their hands. I think their hands are ugly. It would be so much better with Dauphine hands. This is a cool watch. And I know a lot of people are trying to hype this up. They're trying to hype up the Moser and, some of these other independent brands. But what has it got? Armin Strom. Look, this is interesting. I think basically if you buy a Moser, you're going to lose money ultimately. So you really got to be into it. You got to be seriously into it. Otherwise, you should stick to this. You should stick to, basic punter material like an annual calendar with baguettes. Patek annual calendar. Okay, I think we're going into the repeating stuff here. Yeah, he's got some basic stuff here. Again, more and more AP. Let's see. We're getting to the final. Okay, the music. Okay, of course, he's got to have the music. Okay, of course. Another dog watch. Gerard Perregaux. Obviously, this was bought from Anthony. Either Anthony or Federico. Federico or Anthony were the only people selling this garbage. What else has he got here? We got Frederic Constant. Again, I don't get this. Like, this is not any type of innovation. This is kind of a mistake. Other people can do this. Why do you need to do this? You got a tourbillon, you got a calendar at the top. Like, what are you bringing to the table? What are these guys bringing to the table that was not done? Okay, the dial has got a little guilloche, got a little guilloche, but this is nothing special. It's really nothing special. This is a basic bitch watch. H. Moser at least has innovation. So I think this is a mistake. Again, you see a lot of, he's got some heavy hitters, and you're going to have a couple of dogs because this guy is like a giant whale. This guy's like a giant Japanese whale. He's just, gliding through the ocean with the mouth open, and everything just goes in. Mostly high end, but he gets some dogs. And again, I think this is one of the best pictures. One of the things I look for is when we do reviews of the social media collections is quality of the photo, innovation. And look, again, this is the ultimate Japanese collector photo because this watch it doesn't get more Japanese than this. The tourbillon with a hammered dial, the frosted white gold, which is, the Japanese love white gold. And you got this kimono. This is wow. Now we see the full kimono. Again, it matches the gray, the blue. This looks really expensive. I mean, this is like this guy must be a serious samurai. I wonder what one of these kimonos costs because this is like silk. This is incredible quality. I mean, the kimono quality here is fucking amazing. Look at the texture. The texture matches. You got smooth, polished. You got guilloche. Again, the textures are, you can see where this guy, you see, that's the whole point of why I'm doing this video, for you punters to understand how to appreciate these things in the full context of how they're meant to be. And this is a cool strap. I actually think this is a beautiful watch. I don't know how it works. I can't see the time. It's useless for telling the time, but it's an amazing watch. I'd love to buy one of these if it was like under 10 grand. I mean, this is a stunner. It's an absolute stunner. Edouard Piguet. What do one of these things go for? A skeleton tourbillon. What, it's got to be what, like 20 grand probably. What is this? What is this? Arnold and Son. I don't get this brand. I don't understand this brand. I don't really care for this. Another independent shitter. This Constantine Shakin. Again, these are gimmicks. These are gimmicks. This is like, it's for punters with too much money. Punters with too much money and too much time, they buy these gimmick watches. This is the real watch. This is the real deal. Wow, the case is actually beautiful. Look at this case. I mean, that's a stunning case. What a stunning case. I mean, I can't get enough of this. Man, we got a lot of punters here. Man, I wish I had the super chats. I could be making a fortune. I could be like, making a fortune like one of these hookers in a Amsterdam window. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Rolex is for pikers. Rolex is for pikers. Yes, no paper. Yeah, I'm getting no PayPal. I'm getting nothing out of this. This is I'm like working for free here. I'm like working for free. This is unbelievable. All right, let's finish off here. Now, okay, okay, I'm gonna finish off here. We're gonna wrap up. What do you guys think of Ming? Ming. I actually believe this is a good value for money. Would I buy one? Not if it was like $1,000. Maybe I'd do it for $1,000. But here's the thing with this Ming. These are what? These are like under $5,000 roughly. You got beautiful lume. The lume is crazy. The watch, I think, is a great design. The design of the watch, you're getting exactly, what should be there. Form follows function. You got the beauty. You got a guilloche dial. You got a lot of surface work on the dial, right? You got the beautiful lume. The case is actually a nice case. The lugs are, I mean, I'm okay with the lugs. I would maybe do something different, but they're okay. Let me see. The buckle here is, I've seen the buckles. Actually, they're pretty decent. I don't know what's going on with that strap. The strap is a disaster, but like a rubber strap or something. It's an interesting watch. I mean, they're doing something. Here's the thing: these guys are doing something innovative, right? This is like innovation. This is innovation. It's not another Code 1159 or Grand Seiko. Like the Grand Seiko. I mean, this is like garbage. Like, who would buy this crap? Like, I don't understand this watch. I mean, this looks like a $5 watch. I'm sure the movement inside is amazing. I mean, because the Japanese are perfectionists. This probably blows away Patek Philippe. I bet the Japanese could make a better movement than anybody. Anybody. That is the reality, because the Japanese are perfectionists. And what is this crap? Ulysse Nardin freak? I don't understand. Like, this is another one. I don't like. What? How does this work? No idea. He's got some badass sushi or whatever he's eating over there. I mean, it just goes on and on. This is. Now, here's the thing. Bear Clooney. What Bear Clooney needs is he needs one of these like customized. Who makes this? Is this like Artisan de Genève or something, or one of these guys? This is what Bear Clooney needs, because Bear Clooney basically has a lot of basic bitch off the rack watches. When Bear Clooney is ready to step up his game and foreclose on a couple of the Canadian punters, he needs to get a custom piece like this. Because when why do you need to have 5 different GMTs? You only need one. You only need one. You only need one GMT. I would get a Meteorite. Actually, the Rolex GMTs to me are garbage. I mean, I like a travel time. I like to see, multiple things. I'm not into the 24-hour thing, but the meteorite with the red and blue is amazing. The other stuff is, whatever, but yeah, this is the type of watch that a punter who's into Rolex should have. Citizen journalism. This is what this is. Look, this is pure citizen journalism. And look, guys, remember what they say. Remember, democracy dies in darkness. Democracy dies in darkness. Remember that. That's the byline of the Washington Post. So if you don't support journalism, free journalism, democracy will die. That's what's going to happen, my friends. If you don't support the channel and subscribe and send money, send donations, it's going to be the end of our democracy. Do you know what's going to happen when Trump takes over? It's going to be the end of democracy, and it's going to be the end. It's going to be a dictatorship. So what you need to do now is send super chats, send cash, send watches to this channel so you could support independent journalism where we bring truth to power. Truth to power. Because freedom, democracy dies in darkness. Unbelievable, but true. I probably lost money on some of your racehorses. The only time I lived in Miami, and that's I got into going to the Gulfstream racetrack, and man, that was unbelievable. I really love to bet like $5 on a long shot, like one of these 50-to-1 racehorses. And you know what happens? I love when these things, like right out of the gate, they're like ahead. They're like ahead by like 10 lengths. And you know what's going to happen. After a while, I figured it out. When I was early on as a punter, I thought, that's it. I'm going to retire now. My $5 is going to turn to like 10 million. But no, what happens? What happens is, as they get towards that last quarter mile, the other horses overtake him, and your 50-to-1 comes in like last. It's just the last horse. But actually, I would love to own a racehorse because they're cool animals. The horses are just cool animals to watch them run is amazing, especially when you're betting money on them. It is, yes, the journalism has been in the dark too long. We need to liberate it. We need to bring democracy. We need to support Ukraine. And that's what this channel is all about. And that's why I recommend that we all donate money to send Tim Wright to the front lines of Ukraine, where he should be fighting for his country. Why is Tim Wright shirking his responsibilities in Brighton Beach, living in the lap of luxury, with the super chat money, with his Maurice Grossman, when he should be fighting on the front lines of Ukraine? And I think we should all be sending money to Tim Wright to buy him a ticket to go to Ukraine, to the front lines. That is what we should be doing. Unbelievable, but true. This is what we're all about. We're all about democracy here. Wow. How much? What do you pay? What do you spend on one of these horses to get him? When you buy, can you buy a horse for like 20 grand or 50 grand and have him like become a winner and make money? Yeah, exactly. Somebody, Aussie expat, can maybe buy him some body armor. Somebody please donate Tim Wright some body armor. Somebody should donate Tim Wright some body armor, Casio G-Shock, and let him go there instead of leeching off the Americans, leeching off the punters, here with his super chats. Here we go. Okay, we're wrapping. I gotta wrap up here at some point. But this guy, he's got so many fucking why. This guy keeps on going. He keeps on going. This is an amazing watch. I mean, this to me is the height. This is the height of horology. Horology. Um, these resins, I think they have some sort of special oil lubricant that makes these things going. I think Anthony, Timepiece Gentleman, supplied the lubricant, special body fluids to lubricate these watches. It floats. It's some crazy thing going on here. It's like the HYT, which to me, this is the height. HYT and these guys, in my opinion, is the height of watchmaking today. I would never own one of these. I would never buy one, but you really got to appreciate what these people are doing. Like, they're taking things to a whole nother level. I mean, they're going beyond, the gears and the bullshit and the finishing. I mean, look, it's like these guys, this back to the Langen, the story about, they're finished on the movements. The movement is beautifully finished. It's hand finished. Who gives a shit? It's like hand finishing the movement on a tractor, like, I don't give a shit. I just want a watch that is, it's got, hopefully it has some innovation. That's always nice. You can read it. It's useful. To me, this is much more impressive than, being in the, you're being locked up in the 18th century, hand finishing movements in the 18th century with, Chinese kids, slave labor making those watches. This is the epitome of innovation. Okay. That is what Langen should be doing, but they're not. I appreciate innovation. Again, I wouldn't buy it because I'm basically basic. I'm basic. I'm a basic guy. I got basic tastes. Like, this is a basic watch also. Let's see this. Yeah, okay. We've all seen this. This is not interesting. Okay, let's wrap it up. Okay, you got a heavy hitter. This, I don't think he owns this. This is, I think he's at a store. This is what, like a $2 million watch? $5 million watch? I don't even know. What is the point of this watch? It's a piece of garbage. This is useless. Again, what is the point of this? Nobody's going to wear this. I mean, it's a giant hockey puck. The perpetual calendar is on the back of the watch. I guess you could flip it over, I think. I think that you could flip these over. I'm not sure if it's this one, but one of them you can flip over. What is the point of this? I mean, what's the point of this? You got two different dials. The useful stuff is on the other side. I mean, this is just a way. This is masturbation. This is what I was saying when I was saying that the Patek Philippe 3940 perpetual calendar is the epitome of watchmaking. It's the peak, the pinnacle. Everything else is masturbation. This is what I meant. Yeah, this is it's a much more complicated watch. It's probably costs a couple $1 million, but it's masturbation because it's useless. Nobody's going to wear this. You can't use the perpetual calendar on this watch because it's on the back of the watch. It's like a solar powered flashlight. The solar powered flashlight. That's what this is. I mean, it is total ridiculousness. We're going to wrap up. I need to get out of here. I'm here on this Japanese thing. I mean, what is this here? This guy is going on and on here. He's got all the shit. He got a couple of shitters. I think he's going to have a couple of good ones. Hang on a second. Yeah. I've actually, believe it or not, this is the first time I've gone so in depth into this punter's collection. I've never gone this in depth. It's like endless. It's like a black hole. I've never gone this far. I've only looked at some of his recent posts, but this punter, he's got an in-depth collection. No, you listen. Everybody needs to have a Patek. Everybody needs at some point. You got to own one. You need to have one. You absolutely must have one because you're not a real watch collector if you don't have, the Patek Philippe. It's you got to have it. You got to have that watch. It's an incredible watch. James Bond. James Bond. Um, yeah. Listen, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, what would you rather have? Would you rather have that ultra complicated Patek, or have a bunch of ladyboy prostitutes peeing on you in bangers? I mean, I don't know. What's the better investment? What do we got here? I don't. This is like, again, masturbation. Masturbation. This has been done. People have done this. So why do these independent brands, why do they insist on kind of like repeating things? Why can't they do like that? Lance, Resins, HYT. Why don't they do that? MB&F, not even MB&F, but Urwerk. They could be doing that instead of doing this, right? This, nobody will remember. This watch will not be remembered in 20 years' time. It's money down the drain. Groibel Forsey. I don't understand this watch. I guess they're trying to do like they're trying to be like a Richard Mille. Very interesting stuff. I mean, these guys do obviously very interesting stuff. We got again, he's got this thing here. We got yeah, I would say, look, the day date. The day date. If you have it on a strap, it's the ultimate watch. The day date on a strap, if you have the right dial, again, as long as you don't have that champagne dial, it's a very versatile watch. And it's a great bargain. Again, they're going for like $8,000. $8,000 for a gold watch, a day date. I mean, there's punters paying $8,000 for a Rolex Explorer. This guy's paying for an Explorer $10,000 when they could be buying a day date, a gold day date, which is, I think the racehorse ended it. Yes. That's what happens. That's what happens with the racehorse. It's kind of sad. Yes, this is unbelievable but true. This is unbelievable but true. I think we only had one person watching last week. This is all thanks to really Patel Philippe and Archie Luxury. If it wasn't for Archie Luxury and Patel Philippe, this channel would be just a it would be a sad channel. It would be basically very, very sad. It would be really unbelievable. But yeah, let's finish off here. I'm going to finish off here. Let's give this guy this proper respect. He spent so much time posting these watches. Let's find one incredible watch, and that's it. And I'm going to be out. We'll find one last good watch, not this piece of shit. Again, everybody has seen this. I mean, it's very nice. Obviously, it's very nice. Let's find one good. Again, this whale has got everything. Here he is in a Japanese sex store, with the perpetual, the Patek Philippe perpetual calendar, the Nautilus, the 5740. What an incredible watch on the wrist. Again, I'm getting a little bit burnt out on the Nautilus, but unbelievable. Let's see what else he's got here. He's got a lot of repeating. He's got repeating garbage. Let's wrap up here. Moser garbage. What is this garbage? I don't know. I kind of appreciate where Moser is going. At least, here's the thing. At least with these hands, it looks kind of like a modern watch. The hands, or at least they've put some thought into it. The bracelet design is actually interesting. It's innovative. But the watch does, it just does nothing for me. It's just like, okay, it's okay, whatever. It looks like $100 watch, like a $500, I don't know, Seiko or something. they kind of missed the boat. I think also it's the font. They don't have anything special. We got another one of these Chapeks, another bullshit company. Yeah, again, there's no real innovation here. Like other people have done, well, yeah, pretty similar things. Nothing that incredible here. I think this is what people don't appreciate about. Okay, here, you know, you get it, right? Gorbel Forsey, they're doing something different, right? Again, not my thing, but you appreciate that somebody's doing something very, very different here. Very, very different. What is it? You got a tourbillon, you got I don't know, time. I guess you got time. I don't know what else you have. You got I don't know what this watch does. I have no idea what it does, but it's actually a pretty nice design. It's a relatively it's a relatively respectable design for a highly you know what I'm saying. This looks like a almost a conservative watch at first glance, and then when you look at it for a second longer, you realize, wow, it's got a lot of going on. And I think it also might be too busy. Like it's got some sort of stuff on the dial. Like, I don't know, but you get it. Like this guy really, he's into the watches. He's got some serious stuff here, right? Like he's got, what is this? Like some work thing. He's got a meetup with Elvis or Liberace, obviously. With some works. I mean, this is a whole different planet. When you look at this guy's Instagram, the chrono piece, I mean, this literally is like you're taken into a whole different world. Like, again, literally every type of watch that this guy's had. He's got, I think, 600 watches in total. I'm saying it's got to be a low end 25 million, probably somewhere closer to 50 million is where this is at. Carl Bucherer, they make actually some cool watches now. I've seen some of the cool watches in their boutique. Would I buy one? No, because I need a brand. But they make, I think, a very nice looking watch. They make some very interesting watches. But look, you gotta have the Patek name on it. You gotta have the Patek name. Otherwise, it's garbage. Or at least Rolex, if you want to be a low budget punter. What else he's got? Piaget. This is a disaster. This is a disaster watch. He's got the again, back to the Moser. Yeah, it's kind of this. The more you look at this Moser, the more you look at that Moser, it's like you get kind of sick of it. Now, this is interesting. Hermes. This is like a world time. And this is interesting. And you know what? Hermes is one of these interesting watches. They have a double signed. I saw double signed watches with Universal Genève, which are pretty interesting. So there's something with Hermes. You got to kind of respect what they do. You got to respect what they do. 30 million. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think he's got 30 million plus in there. For sure. And this watch, I think this is the peak. I think this is the peak. I'm gonna end on this watch because this watch is like it doesn't get. I don't think it gets any better than this in a crazy way. This is kind of it. This look, because I guess what happens is you can see where the time is. Yeah, it's like a dual time. Yeah. I mean, is this gold? I hope this is white gold. Yeah. All right, my friends, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you all for joining. And I will see you all on the next live stream. We're going to be doing a collection, actually not, we're going to do a auction review. We're going to be doing a live stream later in the week, doing a review of some of the watch auctions, other collections, and make sure to join then. Thank you again. See you all on the next one. And keep fisting.